And that's what I like to see in a manga. The protagonist punches the yokai or the kaiju in the first 5 panels. But we didn't exactly get that, but the energy's there. Hello, my wonderful viewers, and welcome to another episode of Betty Adams Overanalyzes. Today we are going to be taking a look at the new manga, Ultimate EXORCIST Kiyoshi. I am really enjoying this. We're 5 chapters in as of my review, and the quality has held consistently for all 5 chapters. This manga gives me the vibe of a manga that's going to have some staying power. It is a classic shonen manga. I don't think there's going to be any huge surprises in it. This is a mangaka who, like Matsumoto of Kaiju No. 8, has decided to tell a classic Shonen Jump manga to the best of his ability. So far, we have all the classic tropes: the power of friendships, an overpowered but flawed MC, the necessity of courage, and the practicality of power. It's got that classic Shonen Jump mix of European and Japanese influences. We've got priests that are clearly modeled off the Catholic Church, but behaving in ways that would be pretty much condemned as hearsay by any practicing Catholic. And of course, it's got that vibe. This is a show about the protagonist punching his way to success. Even though there are various exorcism spells and a lot of conversations and a lot of just talking things out, during none of these conversational scenes do you ever lose that Shonen Jump punching your way to success energy. Not to bury the lead, it's a recommend if you like Kaiju No. 8, if you like Yu Yu Hakusho, if you liked My Hero Academia, you're probably going to like this manga. Now I'm going to get into spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled anything for this manga, go check out the links below the video to get yourself a copy of my book, Humans Are Weird, Let's Work It Out, a collection of short, absurd science fiction stories. What will our little green friends think of us once the glamour of first contact wears off? On to the spoilers. We have our main character, Kiyoshi, a teenager who is an exorcism prodigy. He went through school at an exorcism school, but because he was such a prodigy, he was given extra classes, so he never had time to really socialize properly. And this kid is very classically what you would think of the under-socialized genius. My mom had a friend in high school who graduated high school at 14, graduated college at 16, went on to life, crashed and burned because he literally couldn't tie his shoes. So that's the kind of character we're dealing with here. A very realistic character who exists at the top of his field, but is stunted and traumatized and behind in most every other aspect of life. As is fairly common, he lost his family at an early age. They were attacked by these creatures called demons. This appear to be something of a hybrid between the Japanese concept of yokai and the European concept of a demon. They do dwell in the underworld and come up and possess people, but they are not universally evil. They tend to be a simply slightly evil-leaning culture, but it does have its harmless and helpful, friendly individuals, some of whom our main character interacts with. So here you have this world set up. Most of the demons he's going to interact with are the ones that are possessing people. They're unquestionably evil, and he's got to exorcise them, which appears to be essentially killing them, because when exorcised, they don't just get sent back to the realm where they come from. We're introduced in a fun shonen scene where this exorcist is sent out on his very first job after graduating, and he just panics, find himself paralyzed, and has to be walked through the exorcism process by this yokai demon creature who turns out to be one of the friendly ones, doesn't really want to be there, was sent up there as turns out this demon creature is just a civil servant down in the demon world, and he was sent up there against his will on orders, and he's perfectly fine with being exorcised. Then, of course, the plot goes sideways because the first scene can't resolve that peacefully. And another demon pops in, there's a huge fight, and we get to see the raw power that this panicky nerd can exercise when he's pushed to the edge. The next story arc is of showing him trying to interact with his fellow classmates at the graduation ceremony, and they are all respectful and terrified of him basically because of his power, but he was never able to connect with any of them as friends. Then we get to see him assigned to his station because he is so powerful, but so utterly inept in so many aspects. He gets assigned to a backwater to train and learn the ropes of practical human living, where he is, of course, assigned to go to high school, because this is that kind of anime. So we now have a high school student who's been sent back to school to socialize because his people skills are so poor and his real life skills are so poor that it actually counteracts what a brilliant prodigy he is at exorcism. So that's where the series stands. It is, I don't think I've done it justice. It's a lot of fun. You have your classic plucky underdog characters. You have a character, I think what makes this character unique is that he is definitely super competent in one way, but he is quite cringe in all other aspects of his life. He's trying so hard to be what he thinks an exorcist is, and it is adorable. So, what do you think? Ultimate Exorcist Kiyoshi, does it sound like something you'd be interested in? Tell me what you think in the comments below that video. Hit that like and subscribe button, and peace out, my wonderful viewers.
Escape into another world with the writings of author Betty Adams. Two worlds, one of utter absurdity, one of dramatic tension, both alike in aliens absolutely astounded by human behavior. Humans are weird, short, absurd science fiction stories. Flying sparks, dragons, aliens, and things that go boom in the night.
Books available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kobo by Rakuten, Google Play Books, and at authorBettyAdams.com for a signed copy.